Come on, y'all. Y'all know what's going on. Hey, it's the What Up Doe, the What Up Doe, the What Up Doe Show. What up, Doe? What's the deal, y'all? What's going on? And welcome to a live What Up Doe Show on a Monday. Sunday. I am so excited. And I have no idea why, but I just love Mondays, man. It's an opportunity to get it right one more time, and I am looking forward to this opportunity. For some of you, you know that I sell Acuras, and this week we have a new car coming out. The Acura TLX is finally going to hit the market this week, so I am looking forward to that. So, hey, if you're interested, give me a call, 713-596-2351, 713-596-2351. Ask for your boy T. Wilson. Actually, that will be my direct number, so I should be the one to answer the phone, and I'll schedule you an appointment to come down, take one for a test drive, check it out. So it should be arriving today. I stopped by, I rode past last night to try to get a sneak peek to see if they came in last night, but I was unable to see it. So I don't know if they are hiding in the back or if they just did not arrive yet, if they may be arriving today. But we should be getting that. That will be definitely arriving one day this week, if not today. So give me a call, man. Come check that vehicle out. I'm looking forward to it. Getting down to my birthday shout-outs this morning, I got the beautiful Mick Murray. Good morning, Mick Murray. She's a beautiful, beautiful young lady. Also, T.C. Matz. I never knew who T.C. Matz is. I think it's my friend Tondra, but I have no idea. That's my assumption is Tondra, but I have no idea if it's really her. But big up to T.C. Matz. Happy birthday. Also, the poet diva out of Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas, the DFW, what they call area, Danielle Hall. And last but not least, close friend of mine, come all the way from Southwest Detroit. We go way, way back to crazy lady Saban Robards. Happy birthday to all of y'all. And got a lot to cover, man, so let's go ahead and get this party started. Okay, last night NFL preseason kicked off. Welcome back, football. Thank you very much. Welcome back, football. Yes, give football some love. Absolutely. I am so glad to have NFL back, man. It felt so good to turn on the TV and see an NFL game. I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I watched a little bit. It is preseason football, but it was still enough of a fix to say we are back in the mix, man. The Giants won. For those that don't know, the Giants ended up winning the game last night. It was a rookie. It was one of the guys that was drafted trying to make the team in the third quarter who made a hell of a catch. So he earned him another day on the Giants, that's for sure. Last name was Washington, I think. Man, he made a hell of a catch. He scored a touchdown on it, too. So if you missed that, check out ESPN and catch you some highlights, man, because it was great to have football back. Speaking of football, I want to give a shout out to my man Johnny Jab Malone. He does a fantasy football page, his Southwest SW Fantasy Football group on Facebook. Cool group, but one thing about him, he's so impatient. He is so impatient about football season starting. Every year he does the same thing. He can't wait. And he does his fantasy draft too early. So the first kickoff of the NFL preseason was last night. He had his draft for his fantasy football league yesterday morning. How do you know who to draft yet? Man, let a couple preseason games. Just a tip, let at least a couple of preseason games go before the draft. It's okay. It's all right, bro, to wait a couple weeks before you have the draft. Let us see something. Let us see if somebody gets hurt before we start drafting. But that's his thing, man. He does it every year, and it frustrates me. I hate being in this league sometimes because of that. But that's all right, because I'm still going to whoop his ass. Tiger Woods had to withdraw. I mean, is he done? Is Tiger Woods done? I mean, he's the only story in golf, of course. The only reason I'm talking golf this morning is because of Tiger Woods. Don't get me wrong. I love the game. Golf is a great game. I love to play. But it's not a very exciting sport to watch, and definitely not an exciting sport to talk about. But Tiger Woods is always news. And Tiger Woods had to withdraw from the tournament again this weekend. He came back too soon. But, you know, with his consistent leg and back problems constantly, is this him for the rest of his career? Is he done? Time will tell. Speaking of injuries and is he done, of course, the big story of the weekend was Paul George's injury in the international scrimmage that they had. They did the international team scrimmage. They had an exhibition game, and Paul George suffered a very, very ugly, serious injury. And, and that's my cousin, man, for those that don't know. So, of course, I wish him the best. Even if he wasn't, I still wish him the best. Let's make sure we keep our prayers up for Paul George and his family and make sure that he has a return. It's not going to be a speedy return, but at least a full, healthy return and be able to come back and play at a high level. He will miss the entire season next year, and that is not a good thing for the Indiana Pacers or the NBA as a whole. So the debate is on now, should NBA stars be playing this international basketball? In my opinion, it's kind of, I don't know, they say, oh, this shouldn't happen, this debate shouldn't be, because, I mean, how many injuries have we had? The first time we've had a major injury like this, and so we shouldn't overblow it and get on. I don't think we should, personally. I think we should overblow it, because I think we have already proven the point. We proved the point because we used to send college players. It had to be amateurs. We couldn't send pros. And we used to win all the time. Then they started closing the gap a little bit, and we lost one year. And when we lost, the USA panicked and said, well, these other countries are saying they're better than us, but they're playing our amateurs, not our pros. We should let our pros go so that we can say, USA, we're the best, we're the best. And so we did, and they put together the dream team minus Isaiah, and they went over there and they dominated to beat everybody by 190 points, and we proved the point. Well, then all the stars stopped going, and the team started becoming all pros, but it started becoming the lower rung pros and not really the top-notch pros, and the gap started closing, and also a lot of international players started joining the NBA. So the NBA got to be more of a world league, and some of these best players from these other countries playing in the NBA started playing for their countries, and they started getting better. So the gap started closing again. And so we couldn't just send our lower rung players and win. Our lower rung players went, and they lost again. And here comes the panic again. Oh, but our stars aren't playing. We got to prove we're the best in the world, blah, blah, blah. I think point made, okay? So the redeemed team came with LeBron and them, and they came out and they blew everybody out by 50 points, right? I think we've proven our point, folks. The NBA is the best basketball league in the world. I think, if anything, we should let the NBA champion play against the champions of other leagues. That would be kind of fun to watch. Have a tournament of the champions of all the leagues in the world, have their own tournament, and let the best team of every league say they're the world champs, just to prove that the NBA world champs are actually the world champs. If that's necessary. I don't think it is. I think we've proven the point that we have the best players in the world, that NBA is the king of basketball, the USA is the king of basketball, and I don't think we have to prove that anymore. Let it be an opportunity for younger players to develop and play some international ball, and keep your stars at home, man, because we can't afford to have our star players go over for a meaningless international game. Not that it means nothing to represent your country, blah, 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 but it is meaningless. It is making money for other people, and it is really not something that we have to prove anymore. And I think when your best players start getting injured, like seriously injured and out for the season and shit like that, it is time to scale back the talent. Didn't know I was going to have that much of a rant on it. My bad. Anyway, Sticking with the NBA real quick, Kevin Love trade looks like it's inevitable now. It is said that it could happen around August 23rd, August 24th. The irony of that statement is that on August 23rd, Cleveland is eligible to trade Andrew Wiggins. I think enough said on that one. That's going down, baby. It is going down. The Dallas Cowboys sent out playoff tickets to ticket season holders. Why? I have no idea. In Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the owner of a diner in North Carolina said she and her servers will often give customers a 15% discount for publicly praying before eating their meal. So if all these restaurants that, we're guns allowed, no babies allowed, finally somebody is going to reward you for saying grace before you eat. I think that is fantastic. Mary Hagland, the owner of the Mary's Gourmet Diner, said, "For me, every plate of food is a gift, and I never take that for granted. When I see someone in a restaurant honoring their gratefulness at my table, it touches my heart." So the 60-year-old said not every customer receives a discount and that it's up to the discretion of the staff. It's just a moment or faithfulness about the plate of food. It's not even a policy. It's just something we only do when we're moved to do it. So don't go in there trying to fake like you're praying so that you can get a free meal or you can get a 15% discount. Just know that if you genuinely are praying for your food, it might move someone to do something nice for you. I think you should do it anyway. I'm just saying. In Hoboken, New Jersey, emergency responders in Hoboken broke a car window to save what they thought was a lifeless-looking child in the back seat, only to discover it was a very real-looking baby doll named Todd. The doll was left in a child's car seat by its 2-year-old owner and prompted some neighbors to call 911 for a welfare check. The vehicle owned by the child's grandmother was being used by the girl's brother, and a member of Volunteer Ambulance Corps decided the doll looked lifelike enough that they broke the driver's side window to save what they thought was a baby. When he came out, there were the cops and the ambulance, and they broke the window thinking there was a baby in there, but it wasn't a baby, it was a doll. They owe me some money. Fix my window. Damn it. Who do you think you are? Rescue 911? You were ready to take me to jail. You were ready to call me names. You're ready to do something to me because you thought I left a baby in the car. Smack you. Smack you. Smack you in the face. In Channelview, Texas, an elderly Texas woman allegedly pulled a shotgun on a construction worker who was making too much noise outside her home. Y'all cut out all that noise. I'm going to put some buckshot in your ass. Harris County authorities were called to the home of 90-year-old Eloise Adcock, and she allegedly pointed the gun at the first deputy who arrived. "I blast your ass, too. You better get away from my door. Get off my lawn, you you son of a bitch." That led to a standoff between a SWAT team and Adcock that lasted for nearly 4 hours. "Dog-butted, I bust your ass. You better leave me alone. You better get away from my house." I knew she was going to be on the news eventually, neighbor Ralph King said. She's hard to get along with. It's her way, or no way, or buckshot in your ass. I'm going to put some buckshot in your ass. You better get away from my house. Get off my lawn. Don't be messing with my flowers. Adcock has lived in her home for more than 40 years, but the properties on either side of her are now occupied by a marine towing company. She won't sell her property to the company, and it's apparently irritated that they keep asking. They've bought properties there along the waterfront and taken down 3 to 4 houses and made room for their equipment and stuff, but she will not move. Even though she has reportedly pointed guns at workers in the past, charges were expected to be filed. They told us she has pointed weapons at them before. They didn't tell anyone about it the first few times, said Deputy Thomas Gilliland. This time they felt she was just much more angry about them being here working or excavating the dirt. And she was screaming, "Get out of here, get away from my lawn, I'm going to bust your ass, I'm going to put some buckshot in your ass. You want some buckshot in your ass? I'm going to put some buckshot in your monkey ass." In Central Alabama, Vietnam War vet Philip McMullen likely saw some bad things during his time in the service, but what he saw when he returned to his Alabama home ranks right up there. McMullen came back to his residence after visiting some friends out of town and discovered that his home had been burglarized. The gun safe at his house had been damaged, but it wasn't broken into. They tried. They just couldn't get in. The same could not be said for the plastic box which held his deceased wife's ashes. They took my wife's ashes off my headboard, strewed them around. Looked like they tried to smoke some or something. I bet that was a nasty taste when they did that, 'cause that was a nasty bitch. McMullen and his wife were married for 22 years and says the violation makes him want to fight again. If the Mobile County Sheriff's Office is able to catch the crook, it's possible they will be charged with desecration of a grave. It's hard to put in words. It makes me want to fight. Put him up, I said. I don't like to fight, but I will. They're smoking my dead wife. They're smoking her. They're smoking her ashes. I know it's nasty because she liked to fart a lot. She didn't wipe her ass well. She's a nasty chick. Put him up. I don't know if God will forgive them for what they've done or not, but all I know is they got a nasty taste in their mouth. I'm sure she still tastes a little bit like doo-doo, 'cause she never did wipe her ass. Her whole life, the whole time we were married, 22 years, she didn't wipe her ass. And now they're smoking her. Put him up. In Mexico City, you won't find this at a Subway or a Quiznos, or like my boy used to say, Quick Nose. More than 80 people banded together in Mexico City to help build a record-breaking torta sandwich. The tremendous torta ended up measuring almost 200 feet long and contained a combination of meat, lettuce, onion, and tomato stacked on thousands of pieces of bread. The spectacular sandwich was topped with hundreds of liters of mayonnaise, mustard, and other sauces. Although the record did break a Latin American record for sandwich size, it did not break the world record. The top spot is still occupied by a huge hoagie that was made in the U.S. in 2005. Wild Woody's Chill and Grill in Michigan made a 5,400-pound corned beef and cheese sandwich to secure the record. So Michigan is still on the top of the map, but I bet Mexico City sandwich is going to create the largest amount of dumpage in the world. Because you know them tortas got jalapenos and salsas and all that stuff. You know the Mexican sandwich is gonna make you boo-boo. It makes you doo-doo. And now it's time for a Netflix movie review. All right, the movie I've watched it twice, actually. I watched it yesterday and I watched it the day before. It's called The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete. It was surprisingly good, actually. I really, really liked this film. It was a pleasant surprise. When it came on, I thought it was going to be like a little run-of-the-mill story of two kids that's on their own. But, man, it was anything but. It was loaded with surprises. It was loaded with adventure. Mr. was a tough little kid. That's his real name, Mr. Jennifer Hudson played his mom. Did I talk about this movie already? I feel like I talked about this movie already. So I may have just been telling somebody else about it. Anyway, it's called The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete. And it is a fantastic film. Check it out. I gave it a 4 out of 5. And that is your Netflix movie review. And that's my show today, folks. I want to thank you all for joining me, man. You've been a fantastic audience, I think. Sound like you were applauding. I thought I heard some applause. I thought I heard some people cheering and laughing. That's always good. Big up to my boy, Latone Hart. He hosts a show called The 730 Show. You can catch him on Spreaker.com, also on iTunes. Big up to my boy, Miles Perkins. He has a book called The Erotic Secrets of a School Teacher. It's called Sex Education, The Erotic Secrets of a School Teacher. That's the subtitle. Mike Wilson, my brother Mike Wilson, he has a company called All Clear Landscaping in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I want to say one more time a big up to Johnny Jab Malone. He hosts a Facebook group called Southwest Fantasy Football. It's a fun group, man. If you have a fantasy football team, you should join it. It's a lot of fun. All right, so, on that note, I want to say peace out, press your crease out, keep the police out while I bust his niece out, and I'm out of here like last year. Have a fantastic week, y'all. Peace.
What up, though?